Hello everyone, my name is Jeremiah Johnson and today I will be presenting my case on Amazon. Throughout the works and digging under the hood of the company, it's actually really opened my eyes to how well Amazon is doing, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I saw in the brief presentation that I give you. So let's take a peek under the hood. Before we do, I will go over a brief overview of what we will be covering today. Um, the overview itself, the mission statement and introduction, the current standings for the company, its financial statement, the key ratios, stock performance, the cost of capital versus intrinsic value, the capital structure component, its dividend policy and its cash conversion cycle, and then a brief conclusion. So I decided to throw in the mission statement because uh, in my opinion, it actually goes hand in hand with exactly what Amazon is doing right now. And the mission statement reads as this: our vision is to be Earth's most customer-centric company, to build a place where people can come to find and discover anything they might want to buy online. Um, Me personally, again, I think Amazon is doing exactly that. And hopefully I'll be able to give you a little bit more insight on that. And for those of you that actually use Amazon, you can see the growth it's had and shown from start to finish, or excuse me, start to present day. A brief introduction. Amazon is a very young company. It was established on July 5th, 1994 by Jeff Bezos, and that might not be how you say his name, and I apologize in advance, but that's how I've been saying it throughout the presentation. So they're a very young company, and again showing very tremendous success, opening more doors than I think they have hands to open, and they are managing those doors very well. Today they have 457 global facilities, which I think is very impressive because if you've ever seen an Amazon fulfillment center, they are enormous. I actually used to work for the company, and before they hire you, they tell you you can walk up to 15 miles a day in the facility itself. So they are doing great things, and 457 global facilities, yeah, they're on the right track. Um, I also wanted to mention that in some of their latest news, they're coming up with a Prime Air. I think that's pretty awesome because through research, I've discovered that Prime Air will actually um, send a drone to your house. So we now have the option for same day shipping, and they have delivery vans that will ship an item to your home. And now they're coming out with Prime Air, and they're working with the FFA doing the necessary tests that they need to. But Prime Air will actually deliver a package of up to 5 pounds to your door within 30 minutes or less. So I'd say look out, Domino's, because here comes Amazon Prime and Amazon Prime Air. I would definitely invest in the company now. It's in the short time that it's been alive. I would say it's stepping over its competition with ease. So as we go through the presentation, you'll kind of see the numbers and the statistics and the performance of the company as a whole. Here's Morningstar's review of Amazon. And two things that I want to point out on this particular slide is the company's revenue and its dividend policy. So starting from, as you can see, 2007 up until current times, the revenue that Amazon has generated in millions has just grown rapidly over the years. And Jeff Bezos is a planning man, and he did not expect to show as much success as he did in the initial startup of his company. So for him to be doing as well as he is now, I definitely applaud him. And I'd like to sit down and pick his brain for some ideas one day. And for the dividend policy, as you can see, there's nothing there because it surprised me throughout the research that they actually do not pay out a dividend to anyone. So I think that's pretty interesting. This is the company's financial statement. Um, I wanted to point out on this particular slide the growth of the company from 2012 up until current times, uh, as Amazon has given it to me. And again, tremendous things, rapid growth, and I think that's impressive for such a young company. Um, and these numbers only show from 2012 to uh, this quarter, coming around to the end of the fiscal year. So, congratulations, Amazon, you're doing the right thing. I wanted to throw the key ratio slide in there just so you could kind of see um, how the company's doing and how it's balancing its financials. I think they're doing pretty well. I probably said that 5 times already, but uh, after peeking under the hood myself and doing some research, I have definitely seen that this is a company worth investing in because in 2019 they are projected to have stocks priced at per share $2,000. And again, for a company to be so young and its stock price to be so high in the e-commerce world, I think it's definitely a company worth investing in because it'll look very good in your portfolio. And here again, the stock performance, as you can see, uh, its last price, and I think this was taken about a day or so ago, um, was $964.45. And when I initially started the research of the company, I think the stock price was at about $985. So it took a drop of about 1.3%, but um, I definitely believe that the company will bounce back, and as its projections are for 2019, will be at that $2,000. So as you can see on the chart down below, Amazon's early performances in 2012, they kind of trailed the specialty retailers and the S&P 500. And then as about 2015 came, they just took a huge leap. Whatever changes they made, I don't know, but uh, their research and development team is definitely on the right track. They are pushing uh, forward with great strides, and yeah, I definitely believe that they're a great company. I feel like they set their own trends. Through research, I've found out that even for new upcoming businesses in the market, they probably will have to sell some of their items through Amazon for them to even be considered successful, because Amazon as a whole is just taking over the market with ease. And again, they have 457 global facilities, so that's pretty hard to beat. Yes, I will definitely invest my money in it because I don't want to sit back now and think like, man, their stocks are worth $2,000. I should have invested when they were only 964. So uh, it's definitely something worth jumping on. So the capital structure is defined as shares entitled to their shareholders to dividends that vary in amount and may be missed depending on the fortunes of the company. So there's a chance that you might get a payout, and there's a chance that you might not, depending on the current success of that company. And the intrinsic value is defined as the value of a company or an asset based on an underlying perception of its value, both tangible and intangible factors. So those things that you can and can't touch. To calculate a company's total capital in Amazon, to be specific, you would take the debt plus the common stock plus the preferred stock, and the debt was at 7,694, and their common stock is at about $5, and their preferred stock was 0 because they actually don't have a preferred stock, which is another eye opener for me. But that brought that total to $7,699. And the capital structure components, the capital structure is defined as the debt and equity ratio of a company. The total capital can be calculated as the total debt plus the shareholders' equity. The percent debt can be calculated as the total debt divided by the company's total capital, and the percent equity can be calculated as a total shareholders' equity divided by the total capital. And as you can see, these are the values that I was able to come up with through Morningstar's calculations. And again, I want to go back to the dividend policy, as I pointed out earlier. They do not pay out a dividend, and they haven't paid out a dividend. I've tried to do research on why that is, but the articles that I read, they were pretty general as to why other companies don't pay out dividends, not Amazon specifically. But a dividend is defined as a sum of money paid regularly by a company to its shareholders out of its profits or reserves. So through some of the research I've done, I think they take those profits that they have and reinvest in themselves, and then they kind of do smaller things on the side for their shareholders. This is the cash conversion cycle. The cash conversion cycle is defined as it expresses the length of time in days that it takes for a company to convert resources inputs into cash flow. And a negative conversion equals to me a company profit. So as you can see, since 2007, there's been a constant negative conversion, which shows Amazon is definitely showing higher profits. The year to date right now isn't as high as previous years, but the year's not over. Their fiscal year actually ends December 31st of the calendar year, so pretty sure that number will change by the end of the year. And as a conclusion, I think what keeps Amazon on top of its game is innovation. They are definitely coming up with new ideas like Prime Air. Through research, I've found out that they are actually making movies now, and they're actually winning awards for these movies. So I think that's a phenomenal thing for a company that started out as a book retailer, an online book retailer, to now be winning awards for movies and working on drones that'll deliver your package faster than Domino's will deliver your pizza. In experimentation, they are pretty much leaving all doors open for growth and possibility. And that short-term progress, they were established in 1994 to present. So through the numbers that you've seen, they have shown tremendous growth, and I think will continue to do so, especially with 2019 projections of stocks to be around $2,000. That is a huge thing. And then one thing that caught my eye throughout the research of the company was that they don't pay out dividends to its shareholders. Not sure why. Again, I couldn't find much research on it, but I definitely think I'll do some more digging and see what I can come up with. But that is my presentation. Thank you for taking a look under the hood with me, and feel free to ask any questions. Thank you.